It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we've got the Seahawks rocket arm quarterback. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Seahawks and the Rams. And it kicks off next on Madden NFL 23.
Renamed in late 2020, there's a look at Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. Hello again, everybody. Brandon Gaudin, as always, joined by Charles Davis. And in this contest we're about to see a little bit of a no-fly zone here because these two defenses, they have lived up to the reputation of being great pass defenses, Charles. In fact, they are number 1 and number 2 in pass defense right now in the NFL.
So, partner, I would think that logical thinking says, let's run the football a little bit this week, right? Because the opponent we're facing, they do a great job controlling the air lanes. But in this case, both of these teams go against one of the best in the practice each and every week. So I don't think they're going to shy away from it at all. They've got experience facing a tough group, and they believe in their passing games.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Gotta hope that's not a sign of things to come as they face an early second and long. They'll look to throw here. And the catch made by Johnson. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And the official won't even think twice about pulling his flag on that one.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 21 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
He's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people up and down the field.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Now whistles and a flag down. I think one of the Rams linemen might have moved. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
They're going to look to throw. Steps away to his left. And that is incomplete. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a fourth down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week.
Let's go now.
And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Well, this defense for the Rams, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield, but all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Here's the option play now to the left. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You get a look at their key inactives for this week's game, and Charles, clearly you don't want to have any of these guys unavailable, especially when you're where they're at fighting for a playoff spot.
I agree, because the postseason is on the line. So you've got to overcome the injuries and find a way to win. And the only way to do that, the guys available have to step up. What's that mantra in the NFL? Next man up. This is their opportunity.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Newsome now on the return. 35 yards that time on the punt, and the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
I bet they thought they had picked that one up, because it was a 3rd and 2 call. And they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it. Can't afford any more missteps, though.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down. We know they have these RPOs in their playbook, and look, we're seeing it here in the 1st quarter. Do you think we're going to see it as the game continues?
They trotted them out early for a reason, partner. They're letting them know that this is in the arsenal, and we rely on it. You better be prepared because this is going to be an all-day affair trying to stop them.
The numbers on the ground for Walker a week ago.
20 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
They'll look to throw.
And this a quick slant to Lockett. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. The Seahawks at 500, sitting at 5-5. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
That time the conversion comes courtesy of the RPO.
And know what it did? It moved the sticks. Nice pickup on 3rd down. Even better decision.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
They'll set up the screen here to Akers.
And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 14 upcoming. They'll set up to throw. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
And that's the first sack of this game. But how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They're really working in sync right now.
Back to throw here. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So after a scoreless first quarter, we at least finally get some points on the board.
But it can't be what either of us expected, can it?
No, the safety's not what you expect for the first points of the game, but one of the goose eggs is gone. And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They were winners a week ago over the Bucs. They lead here as well as they come up on 1st down.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
On second down, it's Walker. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now back to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Back to throw now in his own end zone. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
And a nice call and really good execution there because they gave him a little bit of a different launch angle perhaps, you know. You don't want to have the quarterback dropping back 5 to 7 steps on every play and have the defense zero in on him. There you hope that you get your defense going one way. They sent him the other, and they picked up nice yardage with that completion.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. He'll look to throw. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it and helped pop that ball free.
Escaping the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This complete to Lockett. And the Seahawks are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Cloud keeps
end zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant, his second touchdown on the season. And they're able to add on to their advantage. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes this a 9-point game. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it's Noah Fant who caps things off with the touchdown.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
The LA offense ready for this next possession.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
They'll begin on the ground with Akers.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw.
That's out to the flat for Akers.
And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play.
The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
A give up the middle to Akers. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
It'll be a first down for the Rams there on a pickup of 18.
Going right back to Akers. Taken down at the 47-yard line.
Illegal blocking the offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. They'll run a draw now with Akers.
And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
And they're picking up right where they left off of the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Johnson with a completion over the middle. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Now it's Lockett.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's got his big tight end, Fant. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Oh, I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. On the return, here comes Newsome. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. In trouble, and he's taken down. Flying in to pick up that sack, Jordan Brooks. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like a Rams player was able to get his hands on it, yes. So they will hold on to the football indeed. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. On the handoff, it's Akers. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Returnable for Lockett, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field have covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this 1st half. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. This is taken around the 12. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the 1st half of play. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll start by heading out west. State Farm Stadium in Glendale. And they're drawing close to halftime with the Vikings out on top. The Vikes still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we head east to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City, see what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And it was the visiting San Francisco 49ers that come in and get the victory. The Niners need to string a few wins together here down the stretch, but this last one moves them back above 500 at 6-5. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Rams, and this tells the story right here. As a unit, negative yards passing through 2 quarters of play. That is something you almost never see. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. They'll start by running the option to the right. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Extra point up and good from Santoso. And the lead is down to 2. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And out now come the Seahawks. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's got some space here. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards on the play. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane. And
I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. On first down, they'll start out with Akers. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. They'll set up a throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again.
A quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete. And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's J.K. Scott now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken at the 23. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down. Now this time he'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Walker. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper. And a 1st down.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
He's going to keep this again.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. It's their quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. So a designed run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that coming.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of it? Being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try to take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly just lost. There's no doubt.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
On the give, this is Akers.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
They'll go again here with Akers.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Play 3 of the drive now is successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. He'll look to throw.
That is incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute off.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. The ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. The football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Walker now on 1st and 10. He'll get this to about the 38. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding the clock.
He's got a man complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. They give him a gain of 37.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the third quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Rolling to his right.
That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
So that, maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
The offense on 3rd down, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 10. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for L.A. That's pulled in at the 32. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Caught left side, it's Beckham. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 2nd and 5. They're going to look to throw. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. Back to throw. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 33. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Back to throw here. And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So an important one there as they widen their lead in this 4th quarter.
All right, partner, help me out with the math here. Make sure I am on point, because the way I see it, the other guys still need 2 touchdowns, but in addition, a 2-point conversion. So this is all about them playing perfect football from here on out.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. L.A. set to take over again on offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't even save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Now whistles and a flag down. I think one of the Rams linemen might have moved. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Looking to throw.
He'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield.
So the completion gets him just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That's how multiple guys get to it.
And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
See what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Under pressure, they got him again.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Man open is Robinson.
Finding room at midfield. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards to just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. They'll set up to throw. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Now whistles and a flag down. I think one of the Rams linemen might have moved. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now. And if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and control of this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
They'll look to throw here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? Advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, what are they, about 95% chance of winning it?
I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
With a heavy set out there, 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Again, it's Jones. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. For almost 8 years, 64 stood as the NFL record for the longest field goal. That has since been eclipsed. It's now 66, but still 64-yarder. Pretty impressive, CD.
Absolutely agree with that, because if you drill a 60-yarder in an NFL game, you've got a lot to be proud of, record or no record. And only a handful of guys can even attempt it. Excellent job there, putting that one through the pipes.
And the Rams getting set to go now. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
The Seahawks take back over. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. Straight ahead, Walker. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard strike. So the victory here for Seattle, and it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
I almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Seahawks, they move back over 500 now at 6-5, and they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for L.A., their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now in the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos.